Y'all, they just kicked it into overdrive. What I'm about to show you, I swear to you, it is propaganda of the highest order, and we are going to destroy that from orbit right now because one of the things that I cannot stand is when they lie so overtly to you and I. The impunity is just insane. We're going to walk through the entire thing right now. Of course, I'm talking about the far left media saying that now the Republicans are going to lose the Senate. Yep. Guys, the amount of caveats and the amount of stuff that you're about to see is laughable. So please, if you're enjoying the content, if you are looking for a ray of sunshine amongst all the doom and gloom, this is the place to be because I'm going to bring you reality and I'm going to show you all the receipts in the description box below. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on if you are down to save the country with me and, honest to God, defeat the insanity. Here we go. I'm not going to bury the lead. You can follow me on X at Braden LOA. So, y'all, big news, huge news. Now, the far left Axios, the place that floats all the trial balloons, the place that makes Politico look conservative, is now saying, for the first time, guys, GOP strategists are telling Axios that losing the Senate, where Republicans have a 53-47 majority, is a distinct possibility. Wait until I show you the calculus they put forward, and then how they backtrack the entire thing at the end. This is 100% pure and total copium, hopium, and propaganda. This is going to be fun. According to GOP internal polling, even deep red states like Alaska, Iowa, and Ohio are now in play. Two GOP strategists acknowledge that immigration and the economy, I'm going to show you that in a second, the two issues that drove Trump's win in 2024 are now liabilities. A year ago, I would have told you we were almost guaranteed to win the Senate. One GOP operative who reviewed internal polling told Axios, today, I would have to tell you it's far less certain. Yo, this is simple, and I'm going to get into this whole thing for you. Vote like you're losing, grind like you're losing, share like you're losing, send this stuff out like you're losing. If you have that mentality, I don't care what the polls tell me. I know that I'm going to grind and I'm going to work and I'm going to do everything I can to prevent the guaranteed loss from happening of the Democrats. It's not that hard. Anyway, let's keep on going. There's another post from Political Polls referencing the exact same article, but let me get into this real quick for you. Let me show you the depths that they have to go to basically discourage you and dissuade you from voting, because this is what this is. This is meant to be a push poll. This is supposed to push people, okay? Watch this. The GOP's new fear, losing the Senate in November. Oh my God almighty. Okay, just wait. Look, they've even made a elephant with a tear coming down its eye. So you know it's good. Yeah, okay. Everything's linked in the description box below, and I'm just going to start going. Here we go. Top Republicans are increasingly worried about private polling that paints a dire picture of the midterms. And it's not just the House they're afraid of losing, it's also the Senate. For the first time, GOP strategists are telling Axios that losing the Senate, where Republicans have a 53-47 majority, is a distinct possibility. And that they'll have to fight harder than expected to keep control. Hold that right there, okay? I'm going to double highlight. And they'll have to fight harder than expected to keep control. Okay, then you fight harder. This isn't difficult. It is comical. Oh my God, because they're going to have to fight harder when they have national headwinds against them, which have proved to be about 98% accurate that the House is always flipping, because that's just the way the American population psyche works. So they'll have to fight harder to keep control. Yeah, no kidding. Again, please see the reason I show you that. $694 million versus $167 million. Yeah, you're going to have to fight harder. That's why you have a war chest of almost 6 times your opponent. Congratulations. Spend it. Okay, let's keep on going. Again, I cannot stand when they lie to you this hard. Operatives say they've reviewed polling that shows the GOP facing competitive Senate races, not just in traditional battlegrounds such as Michigan, Maine, and North Carolina, but also in conservative states like Alaska, Iowa, and Ohio. I'm going to highlight this in red, and you know what that means if you're a veteran of this channel. Immigration and the economy, the two issues that drove the win, are now liabilities. I'm going to come back to that in a sec. You know what? No, I'm not. I'm going to do it right the frick now. Who wants to tell them that the immigration is a supermajority in support of what the Republicans are doing? I've shown you multiple polling Like, what about that is all of a sudden net negative? It literally is a supermajority popular position for the deportation of illegal immigration. Beyond 60%. Sanctuary cities, get rid of them. Like, literally, immigration is now a win. That's the big tell, by the way, other than the fact that this is coming from Axios. A year ago, I would have told you we're almost guaranteed to win the Senate. On one GOP operative who's reviewed internal polling told Axios. Today, I would have told you, I would have to tell you it's far less certain. Nothing's certain. No kidding. See how they're wrapping all of this very vague language and then translating into a guarantee? See how that works? Don't worry, they're going to reverse course at the end, buried all the way at the end of the article, but let's continue. Tim Scott, chair of the National Republican Senatorial Committee, delivered a sobering message about the party's headwinds. A slide presentation indicated the party's toughest challenge, based on its national polling deficit, is in Maine, where Republican Senator Susan Collins faces a tough path to re-election. I guess it would be a good time for me to drop this little bad boy that just came out. 2026 Maine race, Susan Collins, according to the polling, has gone up above Janet Mills and gone up above Graham Plattner, the progressive boy wonder with Nazi tattoos on his chest. Not hyperbole, not making that up. It's there. So that right there, all of a sudden, that's the biggest headwind. Okay, I accept the fact it's the biggest headwind. Spend more money. Okay, watch this. Even if Democrats fail to win either race, Republicans now will need to spend potentially tens of millions to defend those seats. Yeah. Again, let me draw you to the prior attention. $700 million versus $167 million. That's the whole point. But they're couching this as, oh my God, they're going to have to fight harder, so they might as well not. Idiots. All right, let's keep on trucking. Now we're going to talk about Texas. Again, you're going to start to see a theme, and then the whole thing's going to Uno reverse on you. Even if Paxton wins in November, many Republicans warn the party will have to unexpectedly spend tens of millions of dollars more than if Cornyn is the nominee. I don't care. They have $700 million versus $167. Yeah, spend $10 million of it. All right. Get rid of the Rhino Cornyn because he's a liberal anyway. This is not difficult. Democrats haven't won a statewide race in Texas in more than 3 decades, but now the Republicans are going to spend more money in Texas, so oh my God, they're going to lose for sure. It's wild. And here comes the reality check. Notice how all of that was at the top. I swear these people are just you do not lack respect for media and reporters enough. Here we go. Reality check from Axios. It's far too early to make dire predictions about how Republicans will fare in 2026 races. Did you read your article you just wrote? The primary season has barely begun, and Democrats could nominate weak contenders in such states as Iowa, Maine, and Michigan. You mean like, I don't know, this guy right here who has Nazi tattoos on his chest and is a far-left progressive psycho? Antifa ties, socialist ties. Yeah, they could. It's possible. God, The pro-Senate GOP super PAC has nearly 3 times as much cash to spend as its Democratic counterpart. Funny how you didn't mention that at the beginning. The GOP will also benefit from the pro-Trump MAGA Inc. super PAC, which has a staggering $304 million in cash on hand. Again, funny how that didn't come up. And then there's the mega donor Elon Musk, who's been cutting big checks to conservative PACs. So just completely and totally wiping out everything that you just said as a hit piece article meant to manipulate people's emotions. Y'all, you have to understand, all of this is noise. If you lose in November, you lost in November. If you win in November, you win in November. The main line that I'm going to continue to do day in and day out is tell you to vote like you're losing, grind like you're losing, work like you're losing, and share like you're losing. Anything else is noise. Because if you grind and your neighbors grind and your family members grind and they are grinding for the betterment of the nation, I don't care what Axios says. Even in their insane manipulation and propaganda articles like you just saw here. It is wild. But anyway, I'm going to keep on fighting and I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'll see you on the next one. I'm Braden.